that lane up.
15 to go.
And he's able to run the curb. So
look at him move up, try to diamond that thing back off. You're not going to be able to diamond it up. You can see how low Logano's leaving the corners. That's what's prompting and tempting him to try this outside.
But you see Logano try to split that rubber to get in the lane of Denny Hamlin, and that kind of disrupt the run. But Logano's car is just not as good as Denny Hamlin's through the middle of the corner. It's definitely not as good in traffic. And this is the same thing that he did to Bubba Wallace, but just a little more aggressive than what he did to Bubba.
I like this outside that Denny's found. I think he does too. Watch him try to roll to the outside, do a crossover back up. Watch the drive that he gets, the momentum. You can see Logano starting to slip the tires, having to lift a little bit to pedal that thing. Denny able to keep the throttle down.
13 to go, battle for the lead. And Austin Dillon well out in front of it. It's just these two at turn 3 right now, and Bubba Wallace trying to come back to them.
Well, typical rule of thumb with these next-gen cars is to try to put your car directly in front of the car behind you to make it worse. But you see Denny push him up out of the way. There's the problem for Joey Logano is his car just doesn't handle as good as Denny Hamlin's right now.
Joey Logano trying to get his first stage win in the last 22 races. Denny Hamlin trying to deny him.
Well, now we're going to see if Denny can finish this pass up off the corner by putting the throttle down on the exit. Joey's got that line taken away on the exit of the corner, but Denny rolls a whole car length faster through the center of the corner. If that had been a little bit later in the race, he probably would have forced the issue.
Denny Hamlin becomes the third different leader today. 86 laps for Larson, 83 for Logano.
Well, and that's what we just said, Clint. We thought that Denny Hamlin being able to use that outside, he was able to just do everything he needed to do to put Joey Logano in a position to finish the pass.
Well, I'm just blown away that there's only been one car pass that 22 on 2-lap tires. I mean, this is definitely going to be in the works for a lot of these crew chiefs. That is an option that is on the table, and some of them are going to use it.
9 to go in stage 2 as you watch our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven.
Even Larson, I see Larson right there as well.
Back at 7th place, William Byron, Chase Briscoe, battling for some stage points here.
Yeah, and that's the only spot that Chase Briscoe has made up from those lost spots on the pit stop, and that's why he was a little salty on the radio, because it's just so difficult to make those spots up that you lose. So,
and here's Bubba to the inside of Logano for second.
And Logano's going to have to work hard here, because if he gets door to door too long with Bubba, you see Larson just lurking in the background right there. Want to pounce on both of them. They get to bouncing off one another just like that. Might open a door up for get a 2-for-1.
That's such a unique piece of these next-gen cars, with the body being tough and the right side of the cars being, the whole car being tough. You can just kind of slide in there and just bump them up out of the way.
You have to hit them a lot harder than you used to, though.
And you don't even pretty hard. You don't even worry about it now. Logano is just.
Larson is outside.
He's getting fired up from all angles, and now you're starting to see the benefit of the 4 tires compared to the 2 tires, and track position. As it gets worse for Logano, his car is just going to continue to go backwards.
Yeah, this stage can't end quickly enough for Joey.
Well, now he's back on the bottom. I think that's where he needs to be. Well, unless he gets moved, which he is getting moved. Chase Elliott leaned on him pretty hard, getting into 3, moved him up the racetrack.
Well, and the bad part for Joey, his car, he could kind of manage it while he had track position and run around the curve and slow the pace up. And now that everybody's able to use that outside lane, his car just doesn't drive as good up there as everybody else's, and he's become vulnerable on the exits because they can make a better run off the corner.
Got to hang on for 3 more laps, try to gain some stage points here as Alex Bowman tries to take 5th away.
And look, if he loses one more spot, that's going to be where he pitted from. So, I mean, still, they aren't going to lose a bunch of track position compared to where they were, but they led a bunch of laps and probably put themselves in position to know a lot about their car if they had to put 2 tires on again.
Ford looking for its first National Series race win in NASCAR this season after winning all 3 of those championships 1 year ago.
See some pretty heavy contact with the 48 and the 22 right there.
Logano trying to hold on to a top 5 here. Denny Hamlin looking for those green and white checkers to end stage number 2. 7th stage win at Martinsville for Hamlin, more than any other driver. Bubba Wallace second, Larson Elliott, Logano Bowman. Josh Berry picks up the final stage point. 2 stages, 180 laps completed. Martinsville, Denny Hamlin in front. Where there are pit stalls and the exit of pit road there at turn 2. It'll be 206 laps to go as we're just shy of halfway.
But he goes inside the box. What do you think, Kevin?
Hamlin fires off.
Stay straight 215.
And Elliott is right with him, headed for turn 1.
Well, that's the hard part of going that late in the box. For whatever reason, it just becomes hard to gain an advantage as the leader. So,
well, that's exactly why he didn't do it last weekend. I mean, it takes the advantage away from you the longer you wait. Look at this. Chase Elliott to the lead. Cleared him.
Woo!
It also made every person in the grandstand stand up.
Look at this. All right. Most popular driver back in the lead. Denny's car's just not taking off quite as good as he would like to. That tells me she's set up, probably low on air, set up for that long run.
Still a lot of action on the outside. Logano even with Bowman. That's for 5th place. And Byron